Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm your host, Shaun T. Welcome to Trust and Believe. Today, we are going to hear from you. I'm so excited for you to hear these stories. If you're someone out there right now that is going through a struggle, has been through a struggle, or you want to re-celebrate your success, this is the episode for you. And I really urge you to share this episode with someone, some people, your family, or a team that you have, because I believe the people that you're going to hear from are going to resonate so much with your personal journey. And you'll find ways to really trust and believe in yourself by the end of the episode.
Somebody say hell yeah!
No. What's up? He's better than Oprah. Come on, y'all. This is Shaun T, and it's time to trust and believe.
Shaun T. First, let me say thank you so much for starting Dig Deeper Nation. I am one of the founding members. I was in there from the beginning, went through all of the workouts nonstop, and just want to say thank you for all that you do. And to my Dig Deeper Nation family for keeping me going, focused, locked in, accountable. I saw amazing transformation, not only physically, but mentally as well. Physically, I was at 263 pounds when I started. When we finished, I was down to 214. But also, and I was doing intermittent fasting as well, and saw tremendous results in my body, how I feel, and just not the weight loss, but just how I feel in my body, my bones, my muscles aren't hurting as bad. I could tell I got stronger. And I think the biggest day and the biggest challenge was day 30 in the first round, where we had vertical plyo and game day. And being able to do those back to back and have power and strength, that set the tone for me for the rest of it. Like, I can do anything, not only just in our workouts, but in life, that nothing can stop me. I can do hard stuff. When things are thrown at me, I knew after getting through that and how I felt, and just felt like revitalized at the end of that, my mental game changed, my mental toughness increased. And as we got further and further along, I just saw my body change. I'm stronger, doing push-ups. I mean, in Insanity, this was the first time doing the climb that I was able to do the suicide push-ups, the side suicide push-ups, without having to modify or stop. But I was able to do it the entire time. My strength had increased that much. From a mental standpoint, just in a great space, mentally, physically, just knowing that, nothing can stop me. I know there's a lot going on, and I'm not taking anything for granted, but, just knowing that I can overcome a lot of things. And I just had the strength, the power of God, praying, my Dig Deeper Nation family, and just seeing your transformation, your struggles and your victories. It empowered me, and it kept me focused, it kept me locked in, and it kept me going. So great transformation for me from 263 to 214, but the mental game is important, where, I'm instilling into my players, because I'm a coach, we can do hard stuff. Adversity is nothing. That if you can do hard things, we can do this. We battle through so much. We can get through anything together as a family. So Dig Deeper Nation, appreciate you, Shaun T. Scott. Also, I love Scott. Scott, you kept me going. I love it when you was doing the workouts. You kept me locked in and focused with your comments. It was amazing. Chip, Alex, Elliot, all of you guys, the whole team, appreciate all that you've done and all the work that you put in. It is greatly appreciated. The positiveness that you put out in the world, the energy, it is well received and very appreciated. Love you so much. Thank you for being a part of my life. Thank you for helping me to transform. Thank you for Dig Deeper Nation. Love you guys.
Hey, Cherie. First of all, congratulations for committing to yourself. I think there's a big message there that everyone listening, including myself, can take away from Cherie, and that is when you are very present in the moment, even when times get tough, you can celebrate your victories at the end. And I just thought that was absolutely great. And I also believe, and a lot of you will agree with me, that there are a lot of people that finish a program or commit for a very long time, but they can't celebrate like that at the end because their intentions weren't in the right place. A lot of times, some people's intentions are to do this for someone else or do this because I have to. And Cherie was able to take everything that she did, from pushing really hard, congratulating herself, knowing her victories. And one of the things that was most complimentary was the fact that she even recognized my team, and her being a coach, you know, she sees the big picture. And so I want everyone out there to do a few things right now, which is I want you to recognize your victories. I want you to celebrate your victories. And I want you to literally write down your support system. Who is your support system? Because we really have a hard time getting through things alone. Yes, of course, you have to do them on your own, in your own time, and you have to be the person to do the push-ups, to do the jumps. But at the end of the day, when you have a support system, it makes it that much better. And that's what Dig Deeper Nation is about. And that's what my safe space community is about. And Cherie, thank you so much for sharing. And I'm so happy that you allow me to be a part of your journey, especially in a year like 2020, when there's been so many ebbs and flows. I think yesterday I was actually texting a friend, and I was saying that it is incredible how no matter how great we're doing in life, there's always going to be that dip. Some of you may have heard my father-in-law, Bill Blocker, talk about the implementation dip. I've spoken about it on stage before, and it's just part of the roller coaster of life. And Cherie was able to take her challenges, build herself up, know when times got tough, like she said on day 30 of Dig Deeper Nation, the first round, and was like, this is hard, but found a way to dig out of it and have success. And so I hope you all got a lot of inspiration from Cherie. And Cherie, congratulations.
Hello, Shaun. My name is Heba. I am from Montreal, Canada. I'm 21 years old, and I've lost 30 pounds with Dig Deeper Nation. So I've joined Dig Deeper Nation May 4th. So from the very beginning all the way to the very, very end of the climb, I've never missed a single workout. It was crazy because at first it was all about the physique, you know, it was all about changing my body, losing the weight. I mean, I'm very young, so being overweight was a struggle for me every single day. I didn't know where to start, I didn't know how to work out. So I lost my first 10 pounds on my own, just from different workout and everything, but then I hit a plateau. And even if I lost those 10 pounds at first, I still did not know how to work out, how to keep my core tight, how to eat well, you know, how to organize my time, how to push, you know, dig deeper, how to push harder than just 10, 15 minutes a day, which was what I was doing before knowing you. And then very randomly, I discovered Insanity Max 30. And I said, can I do it? Like, can I last this whole 30 minutes without stopping, you know, and only like listening to you and what you say? And I remember the day I was gonna press play on my first Insanity Max 30 workout is the day you announced on your Instagram, because I started following you and everything, that you were opening a page, you were opening a group called Dig Deeper Nation, and that we were gonna start on May 4th. Damn, like what are the odds? So it was the perfect opportunity for me. Plus it was COVID, and I was, you know, focused more than ever to lose that weight. I wanted to gain my body, my energy back, and look young, look the 21 years old that I am. So it happened. I started. I've never missed a single workout. Now that the challenge is over, now that the climb is over, my first reaction was, oh my God, what am I gonna do? What can I do without Shaun? I've been with you for so long, for so many months. You've given me so much. But then I took a step back. I looked at all this process, at how it transformed my body, and I said, it's all about going beyond the finishing line. It's about digging even deeper. It's everything you've been teaching me for so long that I'm not scared anymore, because you've given me the tools to dig deeper mentally. I know what I have to do. I know that some weeks are gonna be harder. I'm not gonna have time. I'm gonna go play T25 or any other workout that's not that long. I know how to focus my brain into pushing harder, into listening to my body. I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. You've given me a sense of organization that goes beyond the workout process. I wake up every day and I know how to organize my stuff, my goals. It's about talking to myself also. It's about looking where I am. How am I feeling this morning? Can I stay longer in bed? Am I gonna wake up earlier? I think these tools are stuff that come with the whole weight loss fitness process, and it's something that I would have never ever learned by myself if it wasn't for you. So I want to take time to just thank you for changing my mentality and my body later, because remember, I said at first it was all about my body and changing how I looked in the mirror and changing how I felt. But now it came with a combo because I'm stronger than I've ever been. I remember the days we would do, was it game day plus something else? I remember one day in the first 60 days, it was like horrible. It was like an 80 minutes workout. If I can do that, I can do anything I put my mind to. If I can lose 30 pounds in 6 months because of you, I can do anything I put my mind to. And this, I will never, ever, ever forget what you've brought into my life. You became literally a routine in my house. It's the Shaun tea time and everybody knows that nobody can talk to me. It's my moment connected with you. Oh, and I'm talking about with you. You have a way of making every workout feel so connected, you know? I know you're speaking to a crowd. I know you're speaking to the people in the room. I know you're speaking to everybody, but it's still felt like it was just you and me when I used to work out. So thank you for changing my life. I would be honored to speak about how this changed my mentality, my strength, my confidence as a person, as a woman, as a young woman, you know. And I would be honored to speak with you in your podcast and just talk about how you changed my life and talk about all these aspects. I have a good lighting. I'm ready to dig even deeper, and I'm ready to have some fun and speak with you. It would be more than an honor. It would mean the world to me. So feel very free to contact me, and I'll be ready whenever you want to discuss how you transformed my journey and my life forever. So thank you, Shaun. I love you so much, and the whole team. Thanks for everything you've been doing for us. I will never forget it.
Heba, the word that comes to mind for you is graduation. A lot of people exercise and they put a lot of stress into it, and it doesn't become fun or a part of their day. It just becomes work. But you've been able to work out for the last 6 months or so, 7 months, I'm not sure, and recognize the things that you've learned along the way. And I want to say, first of all, the biggest compliment is the fact that you actually listen and internalize. Because it's one thing to inspire or motivate as best you can, but it's really up to the receiver as to whether or not they're going to take that and utilize it and utilize the tools and put it into action each day as they continue to move forward in their journey. And so for you and for everyone else out there, which I think you are all inspired by listening to that, I just want to say that whether it's 3 things, 6 things, 9 things, make sure that you always take something from the success that you're having in your step-by-step process to get you to where it is that you want to be, so that you can, and here's the thing, just like Heba did, so that you can, at the end of the day, rely on yourself to get it done. Whether I'm there or not, whether a parent's there or not, whether your best friend or spouse or whatever, at the end of the day, again, you are in control. And Heba, you really showed that you are in control, and you graduated to the next level of who you are by not relying and focusing on a number, but focusing on the success, the individual successes of your journey. And for that, you will always have another plateau, which I've said before, are foundations for you to stand on and stand strong. When Rocky ran up the steps in Philadelphia at the top of the steps, he was standing on a plateau, but the plateau was about success. And so while we know Heba will continue, and I know you will too, I want you to know that again, those plateaus are a way for you to progress in your life to stand very strong so that when you get to the top, you can put your head and your hands up high and continue to move forward.
Hey guys, good morning. So Marie here, and I wanted to send you guys a quick video to tell you how Dig Deeper Nation has absolutely changed my life. So I just got my workout done and I'm feeling good. I've got to get up every single day at 5 o'clock in the morning to get my workout done before my kids get up and everything. But I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about how it's changed my life. So first of all, when I lost my sister 2 years ago, I knew that I was gonna need some serious accountability and some serious fitness and motivation to push me through. So I kicked my fluff workouts to the curb, and joined Dig Deeper Nation. I got my t-shirt, everything came in the mail, and I needed something that was going to be intense for me to not only push me physically but also push me mentally on a daily basis. And while I was going through that process of grieving, and still am, I felt like I was starting to gain a little momentum and leverage, and then all of a sudden Corona happened, and my kids no longer had school. I was working from home. I was used to traveling every couple of months to retreats and conferences and things, and pretty much I felt like my life had just stopped again. So I knew that it really wasn't going to be for me as much about the weight loss, even though I've lost over 40 pounds, but it was going to be about being able to be the best possible mental and physical version of myself, to be able to not only tackle grief, but to be able to now homeschool, run a business. My husband's now home, completely rocked us, in every possible way. So, yeah, that's how it's helped me, because without it, I'm not really sure where I would be. So thank you guys. Thank you, Shanti, Dig Deeper Nation. And thank you for the community too, to have that online community has been everything, as weird as it seems. I know for myself it was weird when I joined something like that, but it's just a community, and to be around people that are in the fight completely transformed not only my body but my mind, and that's super key, because there's a lot of people depending on me to keep going. So thanks guys.
Marie, first and foremost, I want to send you the biggest virtual hug that I can possibly send you, because grief is something that when you're going through it, you actually don't really know how to respond to different emotions that are going through your body. And I just want to commend you for doing the best that you can do in terms of making decisions that are going to better you. And while you were going through that and Corona happened, you were actually able to step outside of your comfort zone, do something that you've never done before, by joining a group, and probably thinking it's a little weird to become a part of a community with friends on social media that are just randomly going into this group. But that's why I built Dig Deeper Nation and the Safe Space, because we are a unity community, everyone from all walks of life, and everyone that are going through totally different things in their life, from financial issues to financial success, to marital issues, to getting ready to get married, to losing someone, to someone being born. I believe that what you see and what I know to be true from almost for 23 plus years in this business is that the common denominator of community is growth. And so it doesn't matter what you're going through. It's just that when you are in there, there is a support system that is constant. And like I always say, perfection is temporary, change is constant. And so when you become a part of a community like this, you will constantly change. And most of the time you change for the better. But like I said earlier, you do have the dips, but you got to go down to go up. I just want to forward this opportunity to everyone that's listening right now. Go to the show notes. There's a link that you can join our email list so that we can let you know when Dig Deeper Nation is available, or a safe space, or our new community that we're building on my new website that's coming out. We really want all of you to be a part of this community, like Marie and Cherie and Heba so far, because for me, one of the most important things that I learned early on in my career when I started teaching group exercise is that when I press play in a class, or even before I press play, when people are entering the group exercise room, it becomes about them and their journey. And so I've trained myself for years to make sure that the selfless act of giving during the process of motivating is just so natural for me, and I enjoy it so much. It literally does not matter if I feel unattractive that day, or if I'm having a quote unquote fat day, or if I'm really sad and depressed or whatever. For me, the joy I get out of giving to people is something that is so ingrained in my soul that I hope you can find time to join one of these groups, because it really will be there to lift you up.
How you doing, Shaun T? I wanted to take this time to definitely give my testimony. I saw that you would posted for people to send in their experience, their journey, and I definitely couldn't pass up the time. A little bit about my case. About a year ago, I got into a really serious car accident involving a drunk driver who hit me head on, and then a garbage truck who hit me from behind. Critical condition. And after that accident, I had 2 herniated discs, ruptured knees, meniscus, everything. And from that accident last year, over the past year, I gained and gotten the most amount of weight I've ever gotten. I was weighing about 330 pounds. It was disgusting, and I just felt disgusted. And it was affecting even worse my knees and my back and my health. And I tried throughout the year, in the beginning of this year, to do on a diet, I would work out a little bit, but then I get bored. Or I would try doing a diet, but then I would get hungry again. And I couldn't do it. And it wasn't until I saw your first class of Dig Deeper in May, I will never forget it, in May this year, and I said, you know what, let me get the Team Beachbody, let me get started again, let me get on this journey. And from May until now, I started weighing 332 pounds, but I kept at it. I did every one of your series, and I did the fasting, which I didn't eat before 12 or after 8. And we just finished your last round, your last class, and I weighed myself, and I'm currently 262 pounds. So I've lost about 70 pounds since May, being very consistent, listening to my body and digging deep. And now, it's been a lot easier. I've had my surgery. I've had both my knees. I've had some epidural shots, and I feel better. I'm getting stronger. I'm losing the weight. I feel great. I'm sleeping better. And I always thank, I owe it all to you. Thank you for that motivation. I'm waiting for January for the Get Lit program. Thank you for, always inspiring. Sometimes, as a fitness instructor, I don't know if you know the effect you really have. Sometimes it's saving lives, in my case, definitely saving a life and helping me, especially after this accident. So thank you. I wanted to give my experience, keep motivating, keep inspiring everyone else. I know you've inspired me, and I'm going to continue on. Thank you, and I'm going to keep on digging deep.
Nick, wow, congratulations. And I want to tell you a little story. I may have told this before. I feel like my grandfather. I keep telling stories that I've told before, but there is a point to this story. One day, I was at the airport. I got on an airplane, and we were going down the runway. And as we were taking off, I looked out the window. I love a window seat. And as I was taking off and I looked out the window, I forget what city I was in, but what I realized is how close the houses were to the airport. And I saw neighborhoods as we were climbing. And I said to myself, I wonder how many people are doing Insanity right now, because it was about probably like an 8:30 flight. My team knows I love an early flight. Sometimes it happens at 6:30. But I said to myself, I wonder how many people are doing Insanity right now specifically. And the reason why I thought of that is because in a workout like Insanity, or the workouts that I've given you all in Dig Deeper Nation, I know that when you are pushing your body to the max, it is for a reason. And like I said, some people do it for fun. Some people love fitness. Some people are like, I want to do it because I want to stay fit, but it's not something they enjoy. But then there are people like you, Nick, who are really proving to yourself that you want to heal and you're taking action on the healing process. And I actually love how you kind of stuttered with how much weight you lost or what your current weight was, because what I saw when I was watching you was just someone who is so excited about the fact that they decided to make a change and they stuck to it. So if you're looking at me right now on YouTube, or if you're listening to this right now, you know, I really want to empower you to really take a deep look inside of yourself and say, you know, what am I getting from whatever it is that I'm doing right now? Not necessarily my workouts. It could be, what are you getting from your job? What are you getting from your relationship? What are you getting from that particular workout? And are you carrying the energy that Nick is carrying in terms of, I'm on a mission to get this done because it's something that I want and I know that it's working for me. I'm the first person to tell you, if my workouts don't work for you, go do something else. Because the joy that I get is I get joy out of seeing people be successful in whatever it is that they're enjoying and they're liking. And so I want you to take that message as a sense of, you know, inspiration to just make decisions and choices that are going to better you. Because imagine doing something that you're doing every single day and not getting anything out of it. You know, you're wasting time. And so I don't want you to waste time. I want you to feel successful. I mean, Nick went from critical condition to being a really bright light, as you just saw. And so hopefully his story inspires you that no matter the journey, no matter the trial or the tribulation, you have what it takes to do the best that you can do.
Hi, my name is Amber Willis. I'm 32 years old, and I am a school psychologist and a wellness coordinator. I am making this video because I am one of the biggest Shaun T fans out there. I know you hear that a lot, but I know that I am. I've been following you since Insanity came out. I tried to do it. It was a little bit intense for me, especially starting my weight loss journey years ago. So I decided to do hip hop abs with my mommy, and we did the whole, 30 days, and we lost weight together. So I wanted to make this video because I find myself every time I go back to, working out and things like that, I go to your videos, and I feel like the motivation and the support that you give even through the videos is very inspiring, and it's very motivating, and it keeps you wanting to press play, even though sometimes I'm like, I can't do it, it is hard, but I keep pressing play. And so especially with the pandemic, because when the pandemic started, I found myself the biggest I had ever been. I was 234. Didn't realize I was that big. I knew I was big, but did not realize that the scale was gonna spit at me like that. And so I had gotten to the point, I was in a really stressful situation. I was in a relationship that just wasn't working out. I was stressed with work, and then I had bought a house, and I'm doing this by myself, and I'm trying to get my life together so I don't cry. Okay, so I was doing a lot of stress eating, and I found myself giving people and children and adults and parents and all these people advice about self-care. Take care of yourself. Don't allow the stress of life to take you out. And I wasn't listening myself. And so it had gotten to the point where I knew I was big, but I refused to buy new clothes. I hadn't been in jeans for probably before 2020 even started. And so I found myself buying, more tights and things like that I could just wear to work with no issue. But like I said, I got to the point where I was just like, ew, I didn't like what I saw when I looked in the mirror. I didn't like not having clothes on. It was gross to me. Like, it was just a lot. So I started T25 back in April. And then as I was scrolling, you know, on Instagram, I saw that you were doing the Dig Deep or the Surviving Shaun T challenge. And all you needed was a beach body on demand. I was like, oh, I got that. I'm down. And so I want to say that first 60 days, I did not miss one workout. And that is huge for me. Even when I did the other programs, they were like, oh, maybe a Saturday I didn't do because I was going somewhere or anything. It was always something. So I was not in, you know, I was never that committed. And so I was so proud of myself the first 60 days because I was like, oh my gosh, I did all of them. And so I was like, I'm gonna keep going. So I did, you know, Dig Deeper Nation. I did, the climb. I did all of them. And well, I had to stop the climb because my back was messed up. But either way, I just want you to know that I lost 44 pounds within this time from starting T25 in April, going through the Dig Deeper Nation, Surviving Shaun T, all of those. I lost 44 pounds. I have not worn jeans in over a year, probably, or almost a year. And, I wore jeans. I was really excited. I had on jeans. I had on 3 different pairs of jeans. There was clothes that I had not fit, that I pulled up, did not have to jump. Well, my booty kind of big, so I had to jump anyway. But it was not because they did not fit. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you. You are such a motivation. It just, period. Like, everything. I look to you, and I know if I'm going to go on a weight loss journey, I'm going to Shaun T. I don't know what video program I'm going to do, but I'm ready for LIT. I'm ready for your new dance video to come out. Me and my mom said we are going to do it, and I am excited. So I thank you. I hope that you get this. I hope that you see it. Even if I don't get picked, I want you to know that I do appreciate you, and I appreciate all that you do. And I love you. I love Scott. I love your babies. They're so cute. Just, you guys are amazing, and just keep going, keep doing you. Love you.
I love you back, Amber. You know, the word that comes to my mind after watching that video, and I know this is going to resonate with so many of you, is success. Whenever we set out to achieve a goal, at the end of the day, we want to feel successful. And so you hear that Amber started in a place she couldn't wear jeans. She was in a relationship. She had never committed fully to a program and found success by understanding that commitment and consistency can catapult you into your own personal greatness. So my question for you is, when is the last time you actually felt success? And what I'm loving about hearing these stories, and I know you are too, is that the weight loss numbers are coming later, right? For the most part, the weight loss numbers are coming later, and the smiles on the faces are at the beginning. Because if we as a world or community, if we continue to chase a number, we're always going to be fluctuating in our feeling. But if we chase a feeling, we will always feel that. It will always be tangible. Even if you gain 5 pounds, right, that you didn't want to gain, you'll remember what it felt like when you were at that place of confidence. And so what I got from Amber is chase the feeling, y'all. Putting on jeans makes you feel confident, some of you. For her, also, the continuation, the planning of, I'm going to dance with my mom, and knowing that even though insanity was great for her in the beginning, she wanted to, choosing something, like I said earlier, that actually works for you. So she was like, I'm going to do hip hop abs. Some people get really down on themselves because they can't do what they want to do. But when you find out that you can do what you need to do, that's when you start to fuel your success. And so I want you all to just understand and feel and connect to the daily things that you do that are successful in your life so that you can smile like Amber and you can smile on the inside.
Hey, Shaun T, rest of the Dig Deeper Nation family. I just want to take this opportunity to kind of share my inspiration and message of hope and everything that I got through the different Shaun T challenges this year, as well as just kind of my personal story along with that. So thankfully this past week I was grateful enough to be given the opportunity to kind of share a little bit of my story in the Dig Deeper Nation spotlight, where I was able to open up about the struggles that I really had this year with mental health, depression, and is going as far as, you know, self-harm, and even my thoughts of planning out how to take my own life. Beginning this year, was going through a breakup, and I did end up losing my job due to COVID for a short period of time. And in that time specifically, I was really trying to work out, try to get myself back in better shape, better health. But I really couldn't get my nutrition on track or anything like that. I was doing the workouts, but kind of eating like crap. And I was really struggling just with a lot of things mentally, and I really couldn't deal with them. You know, I would sit in my room at times at night before going to bed, and, you know, physically harm myself with cuts on my legs and things like that. And I was supposed to go home to see my family in April, but that got canceled due to COVID. And I realized if I ever got the chance to take that flight, that was going to be it. After I got home to visit my family and flew back, I had a plan. I was ready to, you know, just take my own life and end it right there. And thankfully, within that time frame, I really started digging back deep into the workouts, and really it was just Shaun in the back of my head, especially from the original Insanity videos, saying, you know, dig deeper, you know, you can do it, do the best that you can do. And that right there, like, that really stuck in the back of my head. And because of that, it really helped me to focus in and start meal prepping. And I eventually started opening up, you know, to a therapist and to, you know, friends and eventually family members, and getting honest about where I was at, where I was struggling, everything that I did, you know, from the self-harm to, you know, the planning to take my own life. Like, I was ready to do it all. And unfortunately, I didn't get involved in the first, you know, surviving 60 days with Shaun T, but I did get into the Shaun T training camp, and then just recently the 60 days of the climb. And I mean, I've had great results. You know, I've, you know, so far lost about 35 pounds this year. Still not exactly where I want to be, like, physically, but mentally is really where the biggest transformation has happened for me this year. You know, going through things that I never went through in my life. And, you know, I'm sober. I've been sober for a little over 3 years now, and never once in my addiction did I struggle with self-harm or planning my suicide. But, you know, being sober is when I experienced those things, which was crazy to me. But it happens. And if anything that I'm grateful for was, you know, being given that spotlight with the chance to open up and start sharing part of that story, and hopefully getting more people to talk about it. Because especially this year, with anything with, you know, just with COVID and everything going on, like, mental health is so important, and it's something that we don't talk about enough. So I was just extremely grateful to start sharing my story, and hopefully encourage others to open up and do the same, because mental health, depression, anxiety, it's so important, especially this year now more than ever. I can't even begin to say how grateful I am to Shaun T and everyone on his team for how helpful they've been for me, how great everybody in Dig Deeper Nation has been. And I'm just so happy that I got the chance to share my story. And I hope that it encourages other people to come forward and talk about what they've been struggling with and what they've been going through. And just, you know, get the help that they need. So thank you all. So this is my transformation, inspiration story. Thank you, Shaun T, and the rest of Team Shaun T. I appreciate y'all so very much, and I love y'all.
Wes, congratulations. And I think you hit the nail on the head when you said in the insanity workouts, you know, I say, do the best that you can do. Because that's really the best that you can do. And for some people, it might feel like that puts a lot of pressure on you, but only you can determine what your best is. No matter the struggle, no matter the strength, you have to decide in that moment, am I doing the best that I can do? And in addition to that, like I said before, and Wes was very clear, just knowing that there's people out there or someone out there that has your back is really important. There's a really good friend of mine who just revealed and came out that her husband relapsed with alcohol. And so, you know, people who are suffering from addiction or people who are sober even, they're really strong people. And a lot of people could possibly look at them like, oh, well, you know, just stop doing what is not making you feel right. And they don't understand that it is a sickness and that it is and has a lot to do with mental health. And so when I hear somebody like Wes, I don't know from experience, but I know from the experience of counseling and talking to people that the daily struggle is huge. You know, a lot of people wake up and they're swimming through quicksand from the minute they open their eyes to hope to get through another day without feeling like they failed. And so that's why I always say, do the best that you can do. And sometimes that's exhausting. That's very exhausting because you feel like you're doing the best that you can do. And sometimes you say the best that you can do isn't good enough because you're looking at the end game. But instead of looking at the end game, like Wes just said, I'm not where I want to be physically, but mentally I have changed. That's not looking at the end game necessarily. That's saying, well, yes, I recognize the goal, but I'm going to recognize the success that I have at this moment. And so if you can relate to that, or someone you know can relate to that, you know, send them here so they can listen to this and these messages. And more importantly, maybe you will be kinder to yourself and or have a better understanding of other people that may not be as fortunate as you in the mental health department and the ability to do the best that they can do. So I have right here, you know, if you're needing help or you know someone who is having suicidal thoughts, please reach out to 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-TALK. That's the suicide prevention hotline. And we have some links in the show notes just in case you or someone else needs them. And I'm sending you lots of love.
Hi, my name is Melody Giacomino, and I am just doing a little video for Shaun T and Dig Deeper Nation about how this has transformed my life. And it's, I have notes because it's really hard to make a 3 to 5 minute video, as I've been trying to do, about how this has changed my life. So as quick as I can, I'm just going to say that it all started, let's see, my story, my journey, as Shaun T says, is in 2018, we in February, lost our twin babies, stillborn. We actually lost the first twin at 16 weeks and the second twin at 22 weeks. And that's after now it's been almost 9 years infertility journey. They were our IVF babies. And at the same time, I think around is when Shaun had his twins. It was around that time frame. I always followed Shaun on Instagram and Facebook because of insanity from back in my days when I was a college softball player. But through all the infertility stuff, I put on a lot of weight from the hormones. And actually in 2018, after we lost the babies, we found out that I have liver adenomas. So I have benign liver tumors because of all the hormones throughout my life. And I no longer can do IVF or have a baby. So life kind of fell apart for me. And then I found Transform 20 and the first workout, and it's the first workout every time I do it, and I've done it like 10 times or more. I cry at the end when Shaun talks about his story and his transformation, and every single time it just brings tears to my eyes, and it almost does now, but it was the 20 minutes a day. I said, I can do 20 minutes. I can do this. And it took me wearing my workout clothes to bed, and I wouldn't put tennis shoes on in the morning. I just drag myself up, do 20 minutes. And slowly over time, I transformed into being able to use the step, put my shoes on, get up. Now it's almost been 2 years since I've been on the fitness journey with Shaun T. And now I get up at 3:50 every morning, drink my pre-workout, work out at 4:15 in the morning every weekday. And it's just a part of my routine. And so many times, and I'm a founding member of Dig Deeper Nation. It's been amazing through this 2020. And I can't even put into words how Shaun T's inspirational talks during every workout just hit me in my heart, and it pulls me up. And Shaun T taught me to dig deeper, and he pulled me out of a really, really dark hole that I don't think he'll ever understand or know how much he means to me because of this. And Dig Deeper Nation has been an amazing part of my life. Fitness is now an amazing part of my life. It always was. I just had lost that part of me. And I read Shaun T's book, and he's even more inspiring than I even knew until I read his book. And I'm so thankful that I chose to take 20 minutes a day with Shaun T and cry so many times with him, and he didn't even know it, just on my living room floor, for the journey and the hope that he's given me for the future of the life that I didn't realize I was gonna have. And I am stronger, and I know I'm strong, and it's because of Shaun T and Dig Deeper Nation.
Hello, Melody, and thank you so much for sharing your story. As hard as I'm sure it was to share that and to revisit moments and parts of your life that are very sad. So I want to send you lots of love and thank you for sharing that story. And I think what's most important from you being able to share your heart is that other people are going to not feel so alone. And not people who are necessarily going through anything. There are people who wake up every day, they have a husband or wife or friends, or they have kids or dogs, and they still feel alone. And your message is a message of hope. And it's a message of hope for other people because of your authenticity and your transparency to be able to share your story. And even though going through those times were really dark for you, you being able to shed light and bring light to other people's lives. I think what is absolutely incredible and amazing is you really just gave people the permission to start over. Some people get so far and so deep in their sadness or their darkness, which is totally understandable, that they don't have the drive, the power, the motivation, the want or the need to start again or start over. And your message, like I said, is a message of hope, to give people hope, to let them know that you can start over again. Especially one of your favorite workouts, or at least the workout that moves you most, is workout number 1 of Transform 20. And to want to revisit that over and over again, knowing it is the beginning, is also another part of the co-signing message to say, yes, it's okay to start over. If you have a workout that you like that's week 3 and that's the one that's getting you through the day, forget about the calendar. Do that workout so that you can continue to release those emotions, so that you can allow yourself to just start over. And one of the things that I talk a lot about, especially in my book, my favorite chapter is the last 70 meters, right? Sometimes we forget, when the gun goes off out of the starting blocks, where are you? And if you correlate that to your personal journey, where you actually began, where were you when the gun went off, when you blasted out of the starting blocks? And realizing and knowing that your muscles at that time were not fatigued and may have been a little nervous, but they were prepared for the race, and they gave you the power to blast off and to really begin the race and to help you build your momentum. And that's why you should never be afraid to start over. And that's why I always say, well, what about the before? Because that's the person that was strong enough to get you to build momentum, to get you to the last 70 meters and through the finish line, so that you are so able to celebrate and look back and see how far you've come. And we came very far today, from Cherie, that was celebrating amazing weight loss and consistency, all the way to Melody, that was celebrating loss and finding hope. We came a long way, and I hope you came a long way with these stories. And I hope you are able to now go back to your personal starting blocks and relive your journey and find the successful moments along the way, and be able to find and attach to those tangible feelings. Those feelings are the rungs or the steps on the ladder, so that you know that you always have a plateau, like I said earlier, to really stand on. And sometimes during the journey, as you are climbing, there are parts in the journey that you felt stronger than you do at the end, because it was a moment in which you build the momentum to catapult you into the next part of your journey, that got you to the last 70 meters, that pushed you to the end of the finish line. I really enjoyed listening to all of you. Thank you so much for submitting your stories and submitting these stories. And for those of you out there that want to be a part of these communities that I have, please go to the show notes. I would love for you all to join a safe space. There is going to come a point where I fuse all of these amazing groups together so that we can have a unity community, and we can continue to build and build and build on the accountability and support that we all know is out there. Every single one of these people that you heard today found a way to trust and believe in who they are. And I thank you so much for letting me be a part of your journey.